I want to look a little bit at here at Gabarro and Kotter and their points that are perhaps simpler, but I like the way they overlap, and you'll have to see in your own journaling and your own reflection which ones help you the most. So first, they would say, understand your boss. Know your boss's goals and objectives. Know your boss's pressures. Know your boss's strengths, weaknesses, and blind spots. And again, this is going to be limited because you're not going to know all of this, but as much as you can, name and list these. And know your boss's preferred work style. When do they like to do what? What kind of information do they like to receive? What's the form of the information they like to receive? So all these matters of timing and content and your participation in their area of responsibility, all of that's really key to being able to work and lead up well. But then also understand yourself, your own strengths and weaknesses, your personal style, your predisposition toward dependence on another, on authority figures, or the converse of that being antagonistic or constantly pushing against. The more you know yourself, then the more you're going to be able to start figuring out, given this boss's working style and preferences and strengths, and knowing your own personal styles, preferences, strengths, weaknesses, dispositions. All of that's necessary for you to negotiate, even not just large picture, but small picture on moving ahead with your responsibilities. And so then in the midst of that, you've got to develop and maintain a relationship that fits both your needs and your styles. That means the needs of your boss and your needs, the styles of your boss and your styles. And guess who needs to adjust the most there? A relationship that's characterized by mutual expectations. The clearer it can be that you know their expectation, they know your expectations, and that those are clear, then that creates a space where you're free to work. Keep your boss informed. Again, know how they want to be informed, the best modes, the best timing, the length, the shortness, all of those things. And just ask, do you want an email once a day? Do you like text? Do you want half-page reports before certain meetings? Just say, what would be recognizing somebody's holding them responsible, even if it's just their imagination. But realize you're wanting them to feel comfortable with the way that you're working in your sphere of stewardship. A mutual relationship that's based on dependability and honesty. These shouldn't have to be said, but it's important just to know that if in fact you've got patterns where a supervisor can't be depending on you, whether it's the large picture or the small pictures, whether it's small things, timing may not be a small thing for your boss. Reporting may not be a small thing. Showing up even when you're not a key player, just because the boss wants you present at certain things. All those things of dependability really matter on the relationship, and honesty. And selectively use your boss's time and resources. Again, being aware of all the larger organizational pressures. So be as clear and concise as you can be in the conversations about your boss's time and the resources they bring. So I'll put out these handouts. And again, my encouragement would be spend half an hour in doing some journaling, reflecting on your own specific situation, and work with these not only about your leading up, but also that if you're supervising others, take time to think about it with them and maybe even have these conversations with them. The majority of the time, very few of us are always in a situation where we're the top person with power and resources, as limited as those may be. More often, we're in situations where there's shared authority, supervisors. And so all of these points help us reflect in a continual kind of way on the ways to make those relationships generative, mutually respectful, appropriate for all the people who are part of the stewardship that we have.